Good evening, Oswego, and welcome to WTOP 10 Sunday Night News, your connection to Oswego and beyond. I'm Dan I.
And I'm Olivia Eugenio. Today is November 18th, and this is your news, sports, and weather, all before the first commercial break. Let's take a look at your top stories. 10 News starts now.
Syracuse police are searching for a man who is believed to have fired birdshot at another man early this morning. Officials say a 54-year-old man and a 74-year-old man got into an argument on the 600 block of West Onondaga Street Sunday in the city of Syracuse. The older man allegedly grabbed his shotgun and fired 3 rounds of birdshot that hit the victim, although it did not go through the leather jacket he was wearing. Police have since recovered the gun.
Early Sunday morning, a young man was killed in a drive-by shooting. The vehicle, according to witnesses, was a large gray SUV. The shooting took place around 3:30 a.m. on South McBride Street. Several calls to 911 were made in response to loud shots fired. The victim, Eric Walker, age 24, was immediately rushed to Upstate University Hospital, where he was pronounced dead shortly after.
Yesterday in Syracuse, the River of Life Church did its annual turkey giveaway. Each year, the church gives away 500 turkeys, and this year was no exception. Many people lined up around the block who lined up around the block survive on food stamps, and would not have a turkey if not for the River of Life Church. The director of the fundraiser stated that the event was made possible with the help of the Super Walmart in Central Square, fundraisers, and grants.
An early morning fire left a house damage on South Collingwood Avenue in the city of Syracuse Saturday morning. Crews were called in around 3 a.m. and responded to find the roof of the home completely engulfed in flames. The roof then collapsed, causing severe structural damage. No one was in the home at the time. However, one firefighter suffered a minor steam burn on his leg. Because of the extent of the damage, investigators can't go inside yet to determine a cause.
All right, today was the beginning of whiteout festivities as tickets for the game against Plattsburgh went on sale.
Our Mimi Haruna is down at the box office with more on the start of the countdown to whiteout. Mimi?
Hey guys, I'm Mimi Haruna. I'm here live at the Campus Center where whiteout tickets are now being sold at the Campus Center box office. Tickets are $8 per person or free for students who carry a SUNY Oswego ID card. The game will be held December 1st from 7 to 9 p.m. at the SUNY Oswego Ice Rink. The game will also be televised by your favorite TV station, WTOP. So come support the SUNY Oswego men's ice hockey team as we attempt to defeat Plattsburgh. Now back to you guys at the studio.
All right, now we're going to take a look at our current conditions outside with meteorologist Mike Panny.
Mike, how's it looking like out there?
Doc? Thanks, Olivia and Dan. Now, if you step out this evening, it is a rather crisp evening. Definitely want to, grab a jacket. I got mine on as, we do have clear skies thanks to high pressure, but that's clear skies. It's letting all the heat that we gained during the day as temperatures rose into the low 50s really escape. So as we go through the night, temperatures are going to continue to drop into the mid to upper 30s, or rather mid to lower 30s, maybe 35 along the lakeshore, but closer to 30 more inland. Now, as we go to tomorrow, though, temperatures will rebound pretty significantly. I'll have more on that later in weather, but right now I'll send it back inside to Dan and Olivia for a longer look at your news.
As Thanksgiving break approaches, it's important to know how to close up before heading home.
And I actually have the scoop on how you should be accomplishing the last-minute tasks. Have you noticed all of these signs around residence halls? I'm Olivia Eugenio with more on what to do before you leave for Thanksgiving.
My name's Jennifer Carrieri. I'm an RM in Johnson Hall, and I know everyone's really excited to leave for Thanksgiving break, but there are a few things that you have to remember you need to do before you leave. Some of those things include making sure your windows are locked, your blinds are up. If you have a pet, they should be brought home. If it's a fish, you still need to bring it home. Even if it's got a little feeder, you should find a little family for it. You also need to make sure your door is locked, your room's cleaned, because you can get I believe it's an $18 charge because the RAs need to clean that. And just make sure your side of the room's neat and tidy. You also need to make sure that your plugs are all pulled out of the outlets except your refrigerator. Your refrigerator is okay to stay plugged into the wall, but everything else should be unplugged. RAs are going to go in for fire safety checks, so if you have anything that's illegal in your room, make sure that's brought home with you, such as lava lamps or anything hanging from the ceiling or such. Make sure that's all taken down. So that's what you should be doing before you leave for Thanksgiving break.
Also, before you leave, please make sure to sign these blue sheets hung on your doors. From all of us at WTOP 10, have a great Thanksgiving. Now back to the desk.
Oswego will play host to 40 or more students from South Korea this coming January. The Office of International Education and Programs is coordinating the arrival of the newest members of the community, arranging housing, curriculum, and a campus culture. The boost in international students will push Oswego's total over 200 for the first time while the students complete their 3-year stay.
Tomorrow and Tuesday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. and Tuesday from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. There will be open skate at the Campus Center Arena. Admission is free for students, faculty, and staff with identification and $3 for the public. Skates may also be rented for $2. For those without parking passes, please call 312-3227 for more information.
And now we'll see what's going on in sports with Justin Cirillo.
Thanks, guys. It was a terrific weekend for Oswego athletics as men and women's hockey and basketball went 8-for-8 this weekend. In the Max Zeal tournament at Laker Hall, the Lakers won each game by an average of 25 points, and Hayden Ward and Megan Stover took tournament MVP honors. After a rough start on Friday night, Oswego defeated Buffalo State 5-4 and then trounced Fredonia 7-1 on Saturday. Finally, women's hockey takes both road games against Newman, including a 2-1 victory this afternoon with Leslie Jarvis scoring the overtime winner. Later in the hour, we'll have an NFL recap, see how Syracuse basketball fared against Wagner. Back to you guys.
Coming up after the break, we'll have a full look at your forecast.
And a serial killer in New York City.
Hammering out the details for your travel forecast this week. I'll have that and more coming up on WTOP News at 10.
MBA program helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
Michael Panny, thanks for sticking with us this evening. Taking a look at our regional satellite shows that high pressure remains in control, and it will so really for the rest of this week, so keeping all the clouds either to our north or to our south. Now, if you step out the door this evening, you're going to see some cool temperatures, 39 degrees with those clear skies. Again, those clear skies are letting all that warmth really escape into the atmosphere, so it's going to be pretty cool as we head through this overnight period. Throughout the Empire State, pretty much everybody is in that mid to upper 40 range. The warm spot is New York City at 51. They're the only ones in the 50s. Glens Falls is our low spot at 40 degrees, 43 down the road in Syracuse. Now, as we take a look at our future cast, play it out till about 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're going to see some high clouds build to our south and to our west. Really nothing to worry about. Going towards our noon hour, if you're going to head out for a lunch, definitely want to get outside as we're going to have clear skies through much of central New York. And the same can be said for 5 p.m. whether you're coming home from work or picking up the kids from soccer practice. We are sitting pretty here in central New York. Now for our Monday, again, sun and clouds, more sun than clouds, and mild temperatures, especially for mid-November, 52 degrees. So definitely, again, get outside if you have that opportunity. Now, this week is the busiest travel week we will see all year. And we're going to take a look at the risk of weather delays or flight delays because of weather. Try saying that 10 times fast, right? So most of this nation is going to be, again, seeing a low risk of flight delays. However, we're going to see moderate risk in the Midwest as a result of a cold front. And out in the Pacific Northwest, we're going to see high chance of delays because of a pretty potent low pressure system moving in. And again, this is Monday night into Tuesday. Now, as we move to our chance of flight delays on Wednesday, we're going to see again mainly in the Pacific Northwest. So if you're heading out west, again, expect some delays. However, as we move towards the eastern half of the country, we are sitting in pretty good conditions as really no weather is going to impact our travel. Now, this is a result of high pressure that's sitting just off to our south and to our west. It's going to wrap in some mild conditions for the upper Midwest, and it's going to keep us cool, but also keep us dry through much of the Thanksgiving week. Now, as we go to our parade forecast, everybody's going to be watching that parade on Thursday morning, no matter where you travel. We're going to see perfect conditions in New York City, 48 degrees, partly sunny, and light winds for a 5-day forecast, 50s throughout the week. Thursday for Thanksgiving for our backyard football game, 51 degrees. The whole week really looks great.
All right, well, I know I've got some football for myself to play. Thank you very much, Mike.
No problem, Dan.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, now we'll take a look at state news. A possible serial killer could be targeting people of Middle Eastern descent in New York. 3 Brooklyn store workers have been murdered since July. Investigators say the same .22 caliber weapon was used in the murders, which happened in a 5-mile radius. The latest victim, a 78-year-old man, was killed Friday. Detectives say in each case the killer left the victim's face covered with store merchandise. Lawmakers and community leaders are asking for help.
We would like for them to put together a tri-level task force that would include the state police, the New York City Police Department, and the FBI. FBI is well known for their ability to identify profiles of serial killers.
The elected officials want the NYPD to alert neighborhood employees who may be potential targets. A reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest.
Star Wars figurines are the latest toy to be inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame. Actors dressed as the Star Wars cast showed up for the induction ceremony at the Strong Museum in Rochester, New York. Since the movie released in 1977, more than 300 million action figures have been sold, a toy line worth at least $20 billion.
It meets the criteria that it is certainly, the figures are iconic. They have longevity.
Waiting for years. I don't understand why it didn't happen sooner.
Dominoes were also added to the list of 51 classic toys.
Vice President Joe Biden toured an area of the New Jersey coastline hit hard by Superstorm Sandy. He viewed the battered seaside by helicopter and then met with first responders who lost their homes. Biden's visit follows 2 visits to the area by President Obama. About 600 customers out of the 2.1 million who lost power in New Jersey still have no electricity. Superstorm Sandy was responsible for 24 deaths there. Later in the day, Biden traveled along the coast toward New York Harbor and Lower Manhattan to view the recovery efforts. He also visited Hoboken, New Jersey.
Superstorm Sandy didn't just leave millions of people in the dark, it also left many people without cell phone service. Now, one U.S. lawmaker wants to make sure that doesn't happen when future storms hit.
The goal is simple, that no matter what the disaster, there's uninterrupted cell phone service for our first responders and for our citizens who lost power and need food, need to report fires, need to communicate in every way. I have had preliminary conversations with the FCC and various companies. it's clear they recognize the problem and want to reach a solution. So while we don't know what that will be, and we can't be certain that we will get it done, I'm optimistic that if we sit down at the table, we can get it done. And today I'm making public our big push.
Schumer says he wants the Federal Communications Commission to require cell phone companies to set up backup emergency power sources to prevent mass outages in the future. Local news station WCBS reports officials say a quarter of cell phone customers were left without service after Sandy hit last month.
Chinese Premier Wen Jiabo is in Cambodia ahead of high-level talks over the territorial dispute in the South China Sea. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations is hoping to hammer out a solution with China, presenting a new code of conduct aimed at reducing tensions over the mineral-rich waters.
In Israel, several days into the conflict, it's already clear that the defense system called Iron Dome is having a big impact, picking off hundreds of rockets and saving lives. One key element of the Iron Dome is an advanced radar that searches, locates attacks, intercepts, and guides the intercepting missiles within several seconds. The Iron Dome was only put into service in 2011. With breakthroughs in technology, it can detect and shoot down multiple targets in midair. And when we come back, we will have What in the World with Mitch Petrella. But first, here's your late night menu.
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
And now we have Mitchell Petrella with his segment titled What in the World? What do you have for us this week, Mitch?
Thank you, Olivia. As we know, President Obama was reelected to a second term on election night almost 2 weeks ago. He will face some tough challenges, such as the fiscal cliff in deciding what to do with the Bush tax cuts that expire at the end of 2012. These are some big issues, but the American people have other opinions about other issues that are not on his national radar. Recently, all 50 states have filed petitions to secede from the United States shortly after Obama won the second term. However, on whitehouse.gov, anyone can create a petition regarding any issue. Sarah Parnas from yahoo.com found 4 more interesting petitions in addition to the seceding of the states. The first one is titled, quote, "Establish a new legal system of motorcycle riding, quote, judges, unquote, who serve as police, judge, jury, and executioner all in one," unquote. This is pretty self-explanatory and has over 2,000 signatures online. The second one is titled, quote, "Nationalize the Twinkie industry," unquote. And it is an attempt to prevent Twinkies from becoming a history exhibit in a museum. As we all know, Hostess is going out of business. We believe so. It has over 350 signatures as of yesterday. Third one is titled, quote, "Have the government intervene, moderate, and expedite negotiations between the NHL and the NHLPA." Obviously, the collective bargaining agreement seems to be failing as Commissioner Gary Bettman is having trouble getting a deal done. This has 383 signatures. And the final odd petition is titled, quote, Have the president attend a FARC.com party. If scheduling does not permit, at least have a beer with Drew Curtis, unquote. It's meant to tell the American people that President Obama needs his occasional relaxing moments. This has over 1,020 signatures as of yesterday. It is generally understood that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but someone out there might just be thinking about making a petition for No Shave November, commonly called Movember in Australia, be a special month as well. So,
well, Mitch, it's good to see the people are still very active in their government.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, what's bigger than Bond? Vampires. It was a big weekend for Twilight fans, plus Rihanna's unique tour to promote her latest album.
Elizabeth Corridon has all the entertainment news in this Hollywood Minute.
It's official. Moviegoers still love a good vampire story. The final installment of the Twilight series dominated the weekend box office. The Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2 brought in more than $141 million in its debut weekend in the U.S. James Bond still worked his super secret spy magic to clinch the number 2 spot. Skyfall ticket sales, though, slipped to $41.5 million. And Lincoln rounded out the top 3 with $21 million. Rihanna is in the middle of a very unique tour. The singer is traveling around the world for her 777 tour. That's 7 concerts in 7 countries in 7 days. She's chartered what else but a 777 airplane and brought some of her biggest fans and more than 100 journalists along for the ride. The 777 tour wraps up Tuesday in New York. Rihanna's 7th album, Unapologetic, releases Monday. It's the end of the road for American Chopper. Entertainment Weekly reports that after a 10-year ride, the series chronicling a family-run custom motorcycle business will conclude next month. The final episode will be a live bike build-off in Las Vegas. The executive producer points out the show was canceled before and came back stronger than ever, and he's not ruling that possibility out this time around. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Elizabeth Corridon.
All right, and now we'll take a full look at your sports with Justin Cirillo.
Thank you. In St. Louis, the New York Jets won their first game since October 14th. The Rams scored on a Sam Bradford touchdown pass to Brandon Gibson in the first quarter, and the Jets dominated the rest of the game. Mark Sanchez was remarkably efficient, completing 15 out of his 20 passes. Bilal Powell added a pair of touchdown runs and 42 yards on the ground. However, the story of the day was the Jets' defense was forced 3 turnovers and limited Sam Bradford to just 52% completion percentage. With a record of 4-6, the Jets, Bills, and Dolphins are all tied for second place in the AFC East. One of the many close games in the NFL this afternoon was between the Texans and the Jaguars. After Blaine Gabbert left the game in the first quarter with a bruised elbow, Chad Henne stepped in and played the game of his life with a career-high 4 touchdowns without an interception. A back-and-forth game through the first half. Jacksonville led by 14 points in the fourth quarter, but Matt Schaub threw 2 touchdowns in the final 6 minutes. In overtime, both teams exchanged field goals before Andre Johnson's 48-yard touchdown reception with 2 minutes left gave Houston a 43-37 victory. And finally, in college basketball, number 8 Syracuse opened up basketball season at the Carrier Dome with an impressive 88-57 win over Wagner. Brandon Trish led all scorers with 21 points while adding 7 rebounds. James Sutherland and Bay Keita each contributed 15 points coming off the bench. After getting off to a slow start, the Orange ended the first half on a 12-2 run and never looked back. Turnovers plagued both teams as Wagner committed 23 and Syracuse 18. The Orange next non-conference test is against Princeton on Wednesday night. That's it for sports. Now back over to the news desk.
And when we come back, we'll take a look at the lighter side of news and a final look at your forecast.
But first, take a look at your community calendar.
schools with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
Well, now I'm Naked Cowboy, coming to a town you're watching WTOP TV 10, Oswego, New York. I'm Naked Cowboy.
Last night, Lori Capricuzzi scored 2 goals on Alya Brianlove. And
Joe, get out. Adam, you're in.
Lori Korpikovsky scored 2 goals on Ilya Brizgalov. Got it!
Here's a dive into the lighter side of news. A teenager is turning heads with one of his new creations. 15-year-old Colin Graver of Georgia has built himself a wooden bicycle. The homeschooled 10th grader says he got bored with his physics homework, and so he decided to create the bike in his garage. It was made from a single sheet of plywood at a cost of $20. But the bike won't be winning any races. It's 65 pounds, only goes 6 miles an hour, and even its creator admits it's a tough ride. Colin is already working on a new project, another bike about of higher quality wood that can go a bit faster.
Some Wisconsin residents had a bit of excitement this week. A couple of cows broke free from their home at a farm in River Falls. The local police went out to help corral the animals and make sure no one got hurt.
Sprinting as fast as a cow can move, she came off the trailer and just went berserk. My son got the bright idea to actually call the River Falls police and see if anybody had reported cows, and they said, oh yeah, they're all over.
It was just bizarre. I mean, it was like, I have lived in this town pretty much my whole life, and I've never seen that before.
The cows suffered minor scrapes. The escaped heifer is due to give birth next year, and the farmer is planning to name the calf Chase.
Here's an expression on the president you probably haven't seen before. He's imitating gymnast Michaela Maroney's not impressed look. The president met with members of the 2012 U.S. Olympic gymnastics team on Thursday, and the White House released the photo today. Maroney won an individual silver medal during the ceremony, and she was caught with the now infamous not impressed face, which went viral. After meeting with the president, she tweeted, "Did I just do the not impressed face with the president?" And now we'll take a final look at your forecast with meteorologist Michael Panny.
Thanks, Dan. If you're stepping out tomorrow morning, it will be a chilly one. May want to grab a heavier coat as temperatures are going to bottom out in the lower 30s. However, as we go through today's, temperatures will moderate nicely, reaching a high of 50 by the 1:50 hour. So while we do have a cool start, especially for mid-November, we are going to see pretty nice temperatures and a lot of sunshine tomorrow.
Well, good to see we're going to have a good week home. I wish all of you safe travels as all of you out there. All right, and that will do it for us here at the WTOP 10 News Team. For the 10 News Team,
I'm Justin Serlo.
I'm Michael Panny.
I'm Olivia Gino.
And I'm Dan I. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.